Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and their consistent attempts to be private by constantly seeking attention. It's hysterically funny.
It seriously is driving me crazy.
I want to play you the first of these South Park clips.
And his wife. We want privacy! We want privacy! I've written all about it in your new book, Where?
I think the whole, worldwide privacy tour is hysterical. People who want privacy don't do that.
Oh, okay.
It's exactly what they were making fun of him for.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Well, you know what's going on. Someone wanted a lot of attention, and now they got it. That was the whole episode.
That was the ep.
Yeah.
That was the premise.
Is that what it was? Like, we want privacy, and they keep going on every magazine.
Yeah. We're on our privacy tour.
So you hate journalists. That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist. We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard.
Harry and Meghan wanted to sue the creators of South Park.
What'd they do?
They went at Harry and Meghan.
She's suing them.
And they're trying to sue him. It's like, don't
You're suing South Park,
kick that hornet's nest.
Oh yeah, is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim. You must be the royal prince, millionaire, world traveler, victim. That's right.
All right. Now, according to reports, Meghan Markle was, quote, upset and overwhelmed by her portrayal in a cartoon. But anyway, the show's creators were seemingly unfazed by reports of a possible lawsuit.
It's incredible hypocrisy. And I think, though, that victim label allows them seemingly to pull at the heartstrings of people. And it's a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen from what's really going on.
I don't believe a word either of them say about anything. And what's really interesting to me is following that South Park mockery of them, which really highlighted all their hypocrisies. Their approval ratings now have fallen below Prince Andrew's in America.
Oh, God damn it, now the prince is playing polo on the lawn. Can you two keep it down?
Hey, you ever heard of a thing called privacy?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. Will you two just shut up and go away?
The Duchess of Sussex was distinctly unhappy about Matt Stone and Trey Parker's depiction of the couple. The Spectator had claimed she was upset and overwhelmed by the show and annoyed by South Park, but refuses to watch it all, despite it being unclear who its source was.
Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy.
I'm sick of hearing about them.
We just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid wife.
Welcome back to Tea Time with Tina. Hold on to your crowns and strap in your corgis, because today we're torch grilling Meghan. Merch now, manners later. Monetize Me Now Markle, and Prince Spare Change Harry with flamethrower comedy hotter than a California wildfire. If you thought their South Park caricatures were savage, wait till you hear the uncensored, turbocharged, extra salty director's cut the Palace PR team never wanted you to see. Get comfy, the cringe buffet is about to be served.
If it's truly what we want, then we really can get away from it all. No more magazines and Netflix shows. We really can live a normal life.
Remember when Harry and Meghan staged that Oprah confessional, swearing they just wanted a normal life out of the spotlight? Yeah, that aged like unrefrigerated milk. The very next week, they inked megabuck deals with Netflix, Spotify, Penguin Random House, and anybody else waving a check fatter than Harry's Royal Trust Fund.
All you had to do was go and live your life and nobody would care. Instead, you decided that you were going to go and sign a deal with Spotify and a deal with Netflix and that you were going to be a famous person and that you're, again, the very notion that Meghan Markle married into the royal family because she was seeking a private life with the man she loved is absurd.
They're the only people on earth who scream about being hunted by cameras, while paying their own videographer to film them whining about the cameras. Every time Meghan utters the P word, an overworked publicist grows another gray hair, and a drone pilot boots up outside their Montecito mansion. Privacy? These two treat the concept like a piñata stuffed with dollar bills. Smash it in public, then rake in the cash.
The Princess of Privacy is actually desperate for publicity, to be noticed, to matter in a way she never did while Suitcase Girl number 24 or while acting on the cable show Suits. Miss I Just Want My Privacy now has a podcast, a Netflix show about her in production, a bio coming out by her spouse that's about to hit the shelves. She gave a lengthy interview to The Cut of New York Magazine just the other week, worked with the authors of that book, as I just mentioned, and just today was on the cover of Variety.
Now don't forget to like and subscribe, because let's face it, I'm nothing without your support. Now back to the tea. Picture this. Spotify showered the Sussexes with a reported $20+ million to create groundbreaking audio that uplifts voices. What did the world get? one Christmas special where Archie mumbled nonsense, a handful of Meghan's syrupy Archetypes episodes, and more tumbleweeds than content calendars.
Well, I think Archetypes, so Meghan's podcast on Spotify, is kind of a dumpster fire and a gigantic flop.
Inspired by mutts.
Throws flowers.
That's it. Somewhere in Stockholm, a Spotify accountant is still ugly crying into a spreadsheet titled Write-Offs We Regret. Meghan pitched the series as a deep dive into labels that hold women back. Yet somehow every episode became A-list therapy, where the Duchess whacked her royal piñata of grievances. After 15 minutes of, you won't believe how hard castle life was.
We immediately went into the trenches together.
Yeah.
But she said she was in the trenches. She alludes to being in the trenches when she was in the British royal family. Girl, you lived in a castle. Like, you got a princess title. People were falling at your feet. People would run your bathwater for you. I mean, I could list the things, the perks. I could list them forever. The trenches. She has got to. The Delulu is on another level. Sometimes I envy it.
Even diehard fans were checking their pulses. Harry's contribution? A cameo shorter than his stint in Afghanistan, dropping platitudes like, people just need to listen to each other, in the tone of a stoned yoga instructor. But that's not all. Because the media circus they claim to despise, they brought the elephants, the clowns, and the popcorn machine themselves. It's like a barista complaining caffeine is addictive. Sorry, sweetheart, you knew what you were brewing. And Harry, he's become the living embodiment of the I hate drama friend, who somehow generates 100% of the drama. The only thing shrinking faster than his hairline is his credibility.
I would love reconciliation with my family. I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff.
Like, guys, you don't got to do this. Please, I'm begging you to stop.
You just can't keep faking it.
But it would be nice to reconcile. If they don't want that, that's entirely up to them.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
When Spotify finally slammed the door, Meghan's camp muttered about creative differences. Translation, the streaming giant realized listeners would rather marathon whale noises than hear another sanctimonious rant about colonial negativity, especially from the lady who trademarked the Tig like she'd invented wine. But buckle up, because Netflix was next in line for the royal ransacking. If you survived 6 hours of the Sussexes Netflix docusoap fest, congratulations. You deserve a knighthood in emotional endurance. The series promised a raw, unfiltered peek behind the palace curtain. What we got was a glossy infomercial for Team Meghan, with B-roll so airbrushed you could barely spot a wrinkle in reality. They served up reenactments of paparazzi chases using stock footage from a Harry Potter premiere. Seriously, some eagle-eyed fan froze the frame and found Hermione in the background.
There's new backlash today following the release of the second trailer for Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary. In it, Harry compares the paparazzi's obsession with Meghan to his late mother, Princess Diana.
I was terrified. I didn't want history to repeat itself.
But now, this photo claiming to show a threatening paparazzi is being called fake. Turns out that photo is actually from the London premiere of Harry Potter in 2011, 5 years before Harry ever met Meghan.
Now let's talk Harry's memoir. Proof that therapy speak can be weaponized in 416 pages of overshare. Harry titled his tell-all spare, presumably because poor little rich prince wouldn't fit on the jacket. He lobbed family secrets like confetti at a pity parade, while Meghan lurked between the lines like a ghostwriter with a spreadsheet for potential lawsuit payouts. The climax? Harry bawling that William once shoved him into a dog bowl.
Beaten up by his brother. It's the explosive claim made by Prince Harry in his new biography, Spare. And it's making waves across the globe today.
An extraordinary allegation from Prince Harry.
It's alleged that Prince William physically attacked his brother, Prince Harry.
This is really stunning.
Harry says the brothers were brought to blows over Meghan after William called her difficult, rude, and abrasive. He grabbed me by the collar, ripping my my necklace, and he knocked me to the floor in the kitchen at Nottingham Cottage on the grounds of Kensington Palace. Harry says he fell on the dog's bowl, which cracked under my back, the pieces cutting into me. I lay there for a moment, dazed, then got to my feet and told him to get out.
Meanwhile, veterans missing limbs are scrolling TikTok for cat videos to escape the cringe. And just when you thought the emotional Mimi Monsoon was over, Harry confessed he asked an oracle, a psychic, to contact his dead mom. Lady Di reportedly said, "You're living the life I wanted for you."
Also in the book, he details a conversation he had with his mother's friend and psychic Sally Morgan, where he asked about his mother's death. He wrote in the book that she told him, quote, "You're living the life she couldn't. You're living the life she wanted for you."
Sure, pal. Next, she'll text him from beyond with Netflix pitch notes. But the book isn't just navel-gazing. It's a tactical nuke aimed at the monarchy that still pays for the Sussexes' security. Imagine quitting your job, torching your boss on LinkedIn, then dialing HR for a reference letter. That's Harold, the hero we're dealing with. Stay tuned, because Meghan's lawsuit hobby makes even House of the Dragon look tame. Before she married into Windsor drama, Meghan already had a side hustle slapping tabloids with legal threats like Oprah hands out cars. She scored a symbolic £1 victory against the Mail on Sunday for publishing her tearjerker letter to Daddy Markle.
Meghan Markle has won the latest round of her lawsuit against Associated Newspapers, the publishers of Mail Online and the Mail on Sunday, about a series of published articles which detailed a private letter written by the Duchess of Sussex to her estranged father, Thomas Markle.
Then strutted across TV stages declaring, "I just want peace." Translation, I want the headlines minus the heat. Every time a gossip rag sneezes, her lawyers send a cease and desist faster than Harry can say press intrusion into his podcast mic. Paparazzi drone, sue. Paparazzi foot, sue. Cartoon roasting her hypocrisy, threaten to sue, then deny, then let anonymous friends leak lawsuit rumors anyway.
Now, but I now see many reports claiming that Harry and Meghan have been stung so badly that they've got lawyers looking through this, hoping to sue. Look, frankly, I don't know if I can believe those reports at all. I've seen no hard evidence that this is the case. And for one reason I don't believe it, of course, is that it would make it even worse for them, wouldn't it, if they did sue?
She weaponizes privacy laws like a Marvel hero wielding Mjolnir. Except Thor actually saves the day. Meg just collects settlements to fund artisanal chicken coops. Harry's no slouch either. He's currently waging trench warfare against half the British press, claiming actual malice because editors once nicknamed him Thicko. Bro, every family barbecue hosts that uncle who calls you worse. So calm down. But for two people allergic to scrutiny, they sure love courtroom spotlights. Enter Trey Parker and Matt Stone, two Colorado cowboys armed with construction paper cutouts and zero expletives to give. Their worldwide privacy tour episode painted Meghan as a bullhorn-wielding diva and Harry as a henpecked ginger puppet. The kicker? The royal rejects chant, "We want privacy," while appearing on every talk show that'll book them.
You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where?
South Park has done a parody of this, and apparently it has really upset Meghan Markle. She's apparently spent days being upset and overwhelmed, according to Sussexes.
Comedy gold so pure it belongs in Fort Knox. Cue internet explosion. Hashtags like Meghan cried and spare us spread faster than Harry teary-eyed on 60 Minutes. Rumors swirled that Meg called her lawyers to nuke the episode. Her spokesperson denied it, but she also denied using a surrogate, denied bullying staff, and denied editing her own Wikipedia page. We've entered denial inception, where the only consistent truth is Meghan never met a PR spin she couldn't out-pirouette. The beauty of parody laws? First Amendment shields South Park like a medieval castle, leaving Meghan's legal threats about as effective as firing cotton balls at a tank. And the Streisand effect? By even thinking of banning the episode, she guaranteed clips ricocheted across TikTok, harder than Prince Andrew dodging subpoenas. Congratulations, Duchess. You turned a 22-minute cartoon into a cultural referendum on your entire brand. And speaking of brands, let's dissect Archewell, the charity that spends more on merch than meals.
Now let's talk a little Harry and Meghan. Their Archewell Foundation has been declared delinquent by the state of California, meaning it is not in good standing as a charity and not permitted to engage in activities like raising and spending money, pretty much all you would expect a charitable fund to do. It is understood that the Archewell Foundation did not pay the necessary fees correctly and was unaware of the issue until the delinquency notice was issued.
Archewell Foundation pledged compassion in action, but its IRS statements read like a used car lot ledger: high-gloss marketing, flashy events, and overhead out the wazoo. Analysts discovered it once shelled out more for PR consultants than direct grants. Imagine launching a soup kitchen where the budget for Instagram filters beats utensils. Bon appetit, peasants. Meghan pops up at glossy panels about female empowerment wearing a $4,000 power suit, nodding sagely while quoting Rupi Kaur about self-love. Meanwhile, actual grassroots heroes grind in the trenches for pennies. Harry zooms into conferences on climate change from his private jet layover, lecturing you about carbon footprints. The hypocrisy is so thick you could butter scones with it.
The hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
The entitlement, the virtue signaling, the hypocrisy, all of it is encapsulated in these two.
And when donors ask about impact metrics, Archewell responds with vibe reports like, "We fostered community healing." Translation: they hosted a meditation Zoom, lit some ethically sourced candles, and declared the planet cured. At this point, Greta Thunberg is facepalming so hard she's in another time zone. But hey, the Sussexes have a top-secret master plan called Rebrand for Relevance. Let's crack that code. Since escaping royal duty, Meghan and Harry have cycled through more brand identities than Elon Musk's Twitter logos. First, they were global humanitarians, then free speech martyrs, then archetypes podcasters, Netflix visionaries, mental health advocates, climate warriors, and now, drumroll, parents who just want a quiet life. Sponsored by BetterHelp. Each role lasts precisely until the public yawns, at which point they fling the next identity like spaghetti at a wall, praying it sticks.
It's delusional. It's totally delusional.
You know, they create all these problems like narcissists do, and then they blame everybody else.
For royals who don't want to be royals, they couldn't be more royally.
Just whining millennial windbags with a permanent victim complex, knowing that victimhood is what makes them all the money.
Disaster opportunists, which is exactly right.
Their PR strategy resembles a toddler's Etch-a-Sketch. Shake violently when critics appear, redraw happier lines, repeat. That's why one week Meghan gives a keynote on resilience, and the next she's allegedly shopping a Hollywood comeback as the new Julia Roberts, a comparison that presumably sent Julia sprinting for a lawyer. Meanwhile, Harry shops a polo docuseries nobody asked for, because nothing screams relatability like wealthy hobby horses. If relevance were fuel, the Sussex engine guzzles it faster than their Land Rover. And when the tank runs dry, they'll leak a Family Feud tidbit. William once stole my hair gel, and watch the tabloids combust. For two people allergic to drama, they mainline it like junkies chasing the first high. So where does this telenovela go next? Hang tight, the final verdict is about to drop. Ladies and gentlemen, this trial's closing arguments are in. On one side, the Sussexes, self-crowned champions of compassion, torch-bearing truth-tellers, professional palm readers of systemic injustice. On the other side, reality, a glaring scoreboard of fizzled projects, billionaire pity parties, and brand new synonyms for hypocrisy. The jurors, that's you, internet, have binge-watched every cringe-inducing spectacle and still can't decide whether to laugh, cry, or request a refund. The prosecution rests on Exhibits A through Z, the Spotify ghost town, the Netflix yawnathon, litigious rampages, preaching eco-virtue from private jets, and weaponizing privacy, while live blogging their diary. The defense, a teary but feelings, paired with moral high ground purchased on layaway. Not exactly a Perry Mason plot twist. So here's the sentence: perpetual irrelevance until proven genuine. Meghan and Harry can redeem themselves only by doing something radical, like shutting up and actually helping people without broadcasting it on 4K drones. But don't hold your breath. The click machine must feed, and their appetites rival a Vegas buffet. One final act remains: the royal roast outro you won't forget. Dear Sussex Squad, unclench your Twitter fingers. I'm just the messenger delivering jokes your idols gift-wrapped with every contradictory stunt. If Meghan didn't trademark her tears and Harry didn't monetize his trauma, there'd be nothing to riff on. But they did. So here we are, sharing popcorn while the palace walls echo with the distant laugh track of cosmic irony. To Harry, the world wanted the cheeky soldier prince, not the podcast poet laureate of first world angst. To Meghan, Hollywood already has a billion influencers selling victimhood chic. Maybe try authenticity. Trust me, it's revolutionary. And to the rest of us, let's remember that privacy is priceless. Unless you sell it in 10-episode bundles, then complain Netflix didn't respect your boundaries. Let's recall that service is universal, unless you trademark compassion and invoice sponsors for the rights. Above all, let's keep laughing, because satire is the vaccine against self-serious melodrama. So smash that subscribe button, obliterate the notification bell, and share this video with every friend tired of royal rinse and repeat. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.